Have you ever felt like your life is slipping through your fingers, as if every intimate thought, every quiet moment, is being swallowed by the endless noise of the outside world? In a time when every detail is shared, dissected, and displayed, have you stopped wondering what you are losing in the process? Are you living for yourself, or has your peace of mind become the cost of staying visible? Privacy isn't just a personal choice. It's a form of strength and self-preservation. It's about creating a sanctuary within yourself, a space untouched by the demands and expectations of others. When you sacrifice privacy, you risk eroding your mental health, your sense of self-worth, and your ability to hear your voice amidst the chaos. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his soul." Yet how often do we protect that retreat? How often do we turn inward to reclaim the peace that is rightfully ours? In this video, we'll explore why privacy is not just a luxury, but a necessity in today's hyper-connected world. Together, we'll uncover the secrets to preserving your inner sanctuary and living with strength, clarity, and purpose. Stay until the end to discover how to reclaim your peace, protect your mental health, and liberate your mind from the things that no longer serve you. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to Victory Stoic, and leave a comment with the words, "I protect my peace and strength," to affirm your commitment to inner peace and personal growth. Section A. Why is privacy essential in today's chaotic world? Number 1. Self-respect comes from controlling personal information. In a world that thrives on oversharing, the ability to hold back and control what you reveal about yourself becomes an act of self-respect. When you choose to share less, you reclaim power over your life. This sense of control fosters a solid foundation of self-esteem, as you no longer rely on external validation to define your worth. Imagine a colleague who constantly updates everyone about their every move, what they ate, who they met, what they're planning next. While it might seem harmless, this habit often leaves them vulnerable to judgment, gossip, or even envy. On the other hand, the person who keeps their details guarded commands quiet respect. Their sense of mystery not only protects them from unnecessary scrutiny, but also cultivates an aura of confidence. Epictetus reminds us, happiness comes from mastering oneself. When you control what others know about you, you eliminate opportunities for them to wield your vulnerabilities against you. This mastery over your narrative isn't just empowering, it's liberating. The beauty of self-respect through privacy is that it shifts the focus inward. You stop living for the opinions of others and start valuing your perspective. This practice doesn't mean closing yourself off from meaningful connections. Rather, it's about ensuring those connections are built on authenticity and trust, not a facade crafted for the masses. By safeguarding your personal information, you create a buffer between yourself and the noise of the world. This buffer allows you to cultivate inner strength and a sense of dignity that no one can take away. In a culture obsessed with exposure, true power lies in what you choose to withhold. Number 2. Humility, honesty, and avoiding exaggeration. In an age where sharing too much can feel like a social obligation, oversharing often leads to exaggeration, distorting the truth about who we are. We embellish stories, magnify achievements, or omit failures, all in the name of creating an appealing narrative for others. While it may seem harmless, this behavior chips away at authenticity, leaving you disconnected from your true self. Consider someone who frequently posts about their perfect life, vacations, promotions, and endless highlights, while concealing the behind-the-scenes struggles. Over time, even they might begin to believe this curated version of themselves, losing touch with reality and fostering an unhealthy need to maintain appearances. The result? A fragile self-esteem built on a foundation of illusion. When you keep parts of your life private, you free yourself from the need to perform or impress. Privacy fosters humility by helping you stay grounded in the truth. You no longer need to embellish your reality to fit societal expectations, nor do you need to compete in an unspoken race for approval. As Epictetus wisely said, it is impossible to learn that which you think you already know. Keeping your life private allows you to acknowledge your imperfections, embrace your growth, and live with integrity. Without the pressure to share every detail, you can focus on aligning your actions with your values, not with others' perceptions. Choosing humility through privacy doesn't mean downplaying your successes or hiding your struggles. It means living authentically, without the need for external validation. By respecting the truth of who you are and avoiding the trap of exaggeration, you cultivate a life of substance over show. And in doing so, you gain the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're living for yourself, not for the applause of the crowd. Number 3. Avoiding judgment and misunderstanding from others. The moment you share something personal, you open the door for interpretation, judgment, and often misunderstanding. While we all crave connection and acknowledgement, revealing too much about our lives can lead to unfair conclusions and assumptions that don't reflect the full picture of who we are. Imagine this. You've worked tirelessly for a year, sacrificing weekends, enduring late nights, and pouring every ounce of energy into a project. Finally, your hard work pays off, and you receive a well-deserved promotion. Excited to celebrate, you decide to throw a party. You go all out. Music, champagne, and an expensive dinner with friends and colleagues. You share a few photos on social media, showcasing your joy and gratitude. But the response isn't what you expect. Some people, instead of congratulating you, see the photos and assume you're someone who parties every weekend. Look at them, they whisper, spending all that money, living the high life. They don't see the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, or the years of effort. All they see is a snapshot, and they fill in the blanks with their own biases. This kind of misunderstanding can be disheartening. Instead of celebrating your success, you find yourself defending it or feeling judged. Over time, repeated experiences like this can make you hesitant to share anything, robbing you of the joy that comes with acknowledging your achievements. By keeping certain parts of your life private, you shield yourself from this kind of judgment. Privacy doesn't mean you can't celebrate or share with people who truly matter. It means being selective about who gets to see the full story. Not everyone needs to know every detail of your life, and that's okay. It's empowering. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the opinions of others should not disturb your tranquility. What disturbs you is how you choose to receive them. By limiting what you share, you reduce the noise and preserve your inner peace. Privacy allows you to celebrate your wins and process your struggles on your terms, without external interference. Sharing less doesn't mean hiding who you are. It means valuing your journey enough to protect it from superficial interpretations. Share your victories and challenges with people who genuinely care, not with the world at large. This creates a safe space where your intentions and efforts are understood and respected. Ultimately, by choosing privacy, you create boundaries that preserve your joy and protect your mental and emotional health. You no longer live under the shadow of others' judgments, but instead thrive in the light of your self-worth. Number 4. Privacy as a gateway to reflection and growth. Think of privacy as a quiet room in the middle of a noisy city. It's where you can retreat to breathe, think, and just be. Without the distraction of others' opinions or the demands of social validation, you're free to examine your emotions, revisit your goals, and understand your motivations. This space isn't about isolation, it's about recentering yourself. Consider someone like Emma, a successful architect who constantly juggles demanding clients, team meetings, and a bustling social life. At first, she found comfort in sharing her daily achievements and struggles online. But over time, Emma realized she was losing touch with her inner world. Every post and every interaction became about how others perceived her. So she made a decision to take an hour every evening to unplug, sit in silence, and journal. Over weeks and months, Emma noticed a shift. The questions she once avoided, am I happy? Am I living the life I truly want? Started to find answers. Her career, relationships, and sense of purpose began to align with her values. Privacy allows you to step back and assess your life without external pressure. It's the moment when you ask yourself, am I acting out of habit, or am I truly choosing my path? Without this pause for introspection, it's easy to become a product of your environment rather than the architect of your destiny. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, nowhere can a person find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in their soul. This idea underscores the importance of seeking solace within ourselves. Privacy isn't a withdrawal from life, it's a step back to see the bigger picture, align our actions with our values, and grow into the person we aspire to be. When we fail to create these moments of solitude, we risk being swept away by the currents of external expectations. Our decisions become reactions, our emotions dictated by others, and our goals overshadowed by comparison. Privacy acts as a buffer, a sanctuary where we can recalibrate and emerge with renewed clarity and strength. In those moments of quiet, when no one is watching and no one is judging, we meet the truest version of ourselves. We confront our fears, celebrate our victories, and plant the seeds for the future we want to build. Privacy isn't just about keeping others out, it's about inviting yourself in. By embracing privacy, you're not just preserving your peace, you're creating the foundation for a life of purpose, growth, and authenticity. Number 5. Protecting yourself from social intrusion. Take James, for instance, a fitness trainer who began posting his personal transformation journey on social media. Initially, his posts inspired followers and clients, earning him admiration and business opportunities. But as his reach grew, so did the criticisms. Strangers questioned his methods, old acquaintances mocked his discipline, and clients started demanding access to his routines for free. What started as a way to motivate others became a source of constant anxiety, leading James to pull back from social media entirely. He realized that oversharing made him a target, leaving him exposed to judgment and exploitation. When you reserve parts of your life for yourself, you retain control over your narrative. Your dreams, struggles, and victories remain yours, untouched by skepticism or envy. Privacy isn't secrecy, it's intentionality. By choosing what to share and with whom, you create a protective filter for your mental and emotional well-being. Research from Stanford University reveals that individuals who set firm personal boundaries report higher levels of happiness and lower stress levels. Why? Because they're less influenced by the noise of others' opinions and more grounded in their values and goals. Keeping your life private reduces the risk of external pressures derailing your actions, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Epictetus famously said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This doesn't mean you should invite criticism, but rather embrace the idea that not everyone needs to understand or approve of your choices. Privacy enables you to follow your path without constantly seeking validation or fearing judgment. Allowing societal opinions to infiltrate your life risks diluting your purpose and diverting your focus. Keeping certain aspects of your journey private acts as armor against such intrusions. It enables you to grow in your way, unimpeded by the distractions and judgments of the outside world. Privacy isn't about hiding. It's about safeguarding what matters most. By keeping your goals, plans, and struggles within a trusted circle, or entirely to yourself, you give them the space to thrive without interference. It's not shutting the world out, it's selectively inviting the world in on your terms when and how it serves your growth. By setting clear boundaries, you reclaim ownership of your life and decisions. You stand firm, unshaken by unwanted advice or judgment, fully focused on your unique journey. In this sense, privacy becomes more than just a choice. It becomes a declaration of self-worth and strength. Section B, how to safeguard your privacy in a noisy world. Number 6, turn off notifications and unplug from technology. Every beep, buzz, and ping isn't just a sound, it's a demand. A demand for your attention, your energy, and your focus. In a world saturated with technology where every app vies for a moment of your life, it's no wonder that moments of peace and clarity feel like distant dreams. But what if the noise isn't the problem? What if we cannot step away from what truly chains us? Notifications are designed to feel urgent, but are they? Most aren't. Yet, they dictate your day, controlling when you look at your phone, disrupting your train of thought, and pulling you away from what truly matters. According to a report by Deloitte, the average smartphone user checks their device 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. The result? A fragmented life where focus is fleeting and real-world connections often take a back seat. Imagine Emily, a small business owner balancing work emails, customer inquiries, and social media updates. Her phone became her lifeline and her trap. Every notification felt crucial until she realized that constantly being on was draining her creativity and joy. When Emily started setting specific times to check her phone and turning off notifications outside work hours, she didn't just regain focus, she rediscovered the satisfaction of being present for her family and herself. Why disconnecting is essential. 1. Mental well-being. Research from Carnegie Mellon University shows that constant interruptions increase cortisol levels, leading to chronic stress and mental fatigue. Turning off notifications isn't just a preference, it's self-care. 2. Reclaiming relationships. A study published in Computers and Human Behavior found that the mere presence of a phone during conversations decreases the quality of interactions, leading to less trust and empathy between individuals. 3. Productivity and creativity. Time away from screens allows your brain to recharge, sparking innovative ideas and improving deep focus. Without interruptions, tasks are completed faster and with higher quality. How to break free. Turn intent into action. Disable all non-essential alerts. Do you need to know about every like or email the moment it arrives? Create tech-free rituals. Dedicate time daily to disconnect, such as during your morning coffee or evening walk. Limit social media exposure. Use apps that track and restrict time spent on platforms, freeing up hours for things that truly matter. As Epictetus wisely said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Technology may be omnipresent, but how you engage with it is entirely up to you. By choosing boundaries, you reclaim control over your life. Unplugging isn't about rejecting technology, it's about redefining its role in your life. It's about realizing that the world won't collapse if you miss a notification, but your peace of mind might if you don't. When you quiet the noise, you make room for what truly matters: focus, connection, and a life lived on your terms. Number 7. Learn to say no. The power of no is often underestimated, yet it's one of the most liberating words in any language. In a world where people expect access to your time, energy, and even personal details, learning to say no is not just a boundary, it's an act of self-preservation. Refusing to engage in uncomfortable situations or answer intrusive questions isn't selfish, it's a declaration of your priorities and values. Think of how often you've agreed to something out of guilt, obligation, or fear of judgment. Perhaps a colleague corners you at lunch with prying questions about your personal life, and you feel compelled to answer. Or maybe a friend insists you join a group outing when all you need is a quiet evening to recharge. In these moments, saying yes might seem easier than navigating the awkwardness of refusal. But each reluctant yes chips away at your time, your energy, and ultimately, your peace of mind. Take Michael, a young professional trying to balance his demanding job and personal life. His coworkers frequently invited him to after-work drinks, and though he didn't enjoy them, he kept saying yes to avoid seeming antisocial. Over time, these gatherings drained his energy and left him feeling disconnected from his own needs. One day, Michael politely declined, saying he needed the evening for himself. To his surprise, the world didn't collapse. Instead, he spent the night reading a book he loved and felt more centered the next day. Saying no isn't just about avoiding discomfort, it's about reclaiming control over your life. Every time you refuse something that doesn't align with your values or needs, you're reinforcing your boundaries. This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect. By prioritizing what truly matters, you free yourself from the burden of unnecessary obligations and protect your mental and emotional well-being. The Stoics championed the idea of focusing only on what you can control. As Epictetus said, no one can harm you without your consent. By choosing what to engage with and what to reject, you take responsibility for your emotional space. You stop letting others dictate your energy and start living with intention. How to practice saying no. 1. Be polite but firm. You don't owe anyone an explanation. A simple, "I appreciate the offer, but I can't," is enough. 2. Know your priorities. Understanding your values makes it easier to identify and refuse what doesn't serve them. 3. Practice boundary setting. Saying no becomes easier with repetition. Start small and gradually tackle bigger requests. Learning to say no isn't about shutting people out. It's about letting yourself in. It's about valuing your time and energy enough to use them wisely. When you master the art of refusal, you'll find that life becomes less chaotic, your relationships more authentic, and your sense of self-respect unshakable. In a world that demands more than you can give, no is not just a word, it's a shield. Number 8. Be selective about who you share with. Sharing your thoughts and feelings can be a powerful way to connect, but in a world where trust is often a luxury, indiscriminate sharing can leave you vulnerable. Choosing wisely who gets access to your inner world isn't about secrecy. It's about safeguarding your peace and ensuring your vulnerability is met with respect, not exploitation. Think of trust as a finely woven tapestry, delicate and intricate. When you share deeply with the wrong people, that tapestry frays. Maybe you've confided in a coworker about your career struggles, only to overhear them gossiping in the break room. Or perhaps you opened up to a friend about a sensitive family matter, and now it's the topic of hushed conversations among mutual acquaintances. Each betrayal, no matter how small, teaches a painful lesson. Not everyone deserves to know your story. Oversharing isn't just a social faux pas. It's a betrayal of yourself. When your thoughts are mishandled, the impact ripples through your life, eroded trust, damaged relationships, and an overwhelming sense of regret. Worse still, it can lead to emotional burnout as you find yourself constantly on the defensive, cleaning up the fallout of misplaced confidence. Imagine standing on a high peak, gazing at a stunning view. Not everyone can appreciate the beauty from the same perspective. Similarly, your inner thoughts are like that view, rare and precious, not meant for everyone. Sharing selectively ensures the people you choose to open up to can meet your vulnerability with compassion, understanding, and discretion. Take Sarah, who recently went through a tough breakup. In her heartbreak, she poured out her feelings to her social media followers, hoping for support. While a few friends reached out with kind words, she was met with unsolicited advice, judgment, and even criticism from acquaintances she barely knew. The experience left her more isolated and confused than before. It wasn't until she confided in her best friend, a person she knew she could trust implicitly, that she found the comfort and clarity she truly needed. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Apply this wisdom to your relationships. Waste no more time seeking validation or comfort from those who haven't earned it. Protecting your emotional world isn't selfish, it's essential for cultivating a life of integrity and balance. How to decide who to trust. 1. Evaluate their track record. Have they been discreet and supportive in the past? Trust is built on consistency. 2. Listen to your intuition. If your gut tells you something's off, honor that feeling. 3. Share in gradual steps. Test the waters with smaller shares before diving into deeper matters. When you limit your circle of confidants to those who have proven themselves trustworthy, you reclaim control over your narrative. You free yourself from the anxiety of judgment and find solace in knowing your words are safe. In this intentional silence, you discover an unexpected strength, the power to cherish your thoughts without needing others to validate them. Selective sharing isn't about mistrusting the world. It's about prioritizing your emotional safety and focusing on relationships that genuinely nourish you. By choosing wisely, you're not just protecting yourself. You're creating a sanctuary where your deepest thoughts can exist untainted, celebrated only by those who truly understand their worth. Number 9. Use social media wisely. Social media is a double-edged sword. It offers a platform to connect, learn, and inspire, but it can also expose you to scrutiny, superficial validation, and unnecessary stress. Using it wisely isn't just about limiting screen time. It's about curating what you share and ensuring your online presence reflects intentionality, not impulsiveness. Imagine waking up to notifications after posting a celebratory photo of your new car. Amid the congratulations, there's a barrage of judgment. Some accuse you of showing off, others question your financial priorities, and a few bring up unrelated controversies from your past. What started as a moment of joy turned into a spiral of defense and regret. This isn't just hypothetical. It's a reality many face. Oversharing on social media exposes your life to a wide audience, many of whom don't have your best interests at heart. Every post invites opinions, and not all are constructive or kind. Instead of using social media to document every personal milestone, shift your focus to sharing content that adds value. Highlight lessons learned, uplifting stories, or ideas that spark meaningful conversations. For example, rather than posting a selfie at the gym, share tips on building a consistent workout routine. Instead of venting about a tough day at work, reflect on a professional growth experience. When you approach social media as a tool for connection and contribution, rather than a validation stage, you reclaim control over your narrative. Your posts become a reflection of your principles, not a plea for approval. Consider Mike, a graphic designer who transformed his social media approach. Initially, his feed was filled with vacation photos, food selfies, and occasional rants about his clients. Over time, he noticed these posts invited unwanted criticism and didn't align with his goals. He shifted gears, focusing on sharing design tips, behind-the-scenes processes, and motivational posts for aspiring creatives. Not only did his engagement improve, but his stress decreased as he stopped seeking validation and started offering value. Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Social media, when used with this clarity, becomes an extension of who you are, not a distraction from it. By posting with purpose, you reflect your inner values and avoid the chaos of constant external validation. How to use social media intelligently. 1. Pause before you post. Ask yourself, why am I sharing this? Does it add value or seek attention? 2. Limit personal details. Share milestones and experiences sparingly, focusing on the lessons behind them rather than the events themselves. 3. Engage intentionally. Follow accounts that inspire growth and curate your feed to align with your values. In the age of digital oversharing, restraint is a rare and valuable trait. By using social media wisely, you protect your peace, build a reputation rooted in authenticity, and foster deeper connections. The goal isn't to avoid social media, but to master it, turning it into a tool that uplifts rather than drains you. Social media can amplify your voice or dilute your essence. The choice is yours. Be intentional and let your online presence be a true reflection of your inner strength and purpose. Number 10. Dedicate time to yourself every day. In a world that glorifies busyness, carving out time for yourself isn't selfish, it's revolutionary. It's a bold declaration that your peace and clarity matter more than the endless noise of external demands. Dedicating 15 to 30 minutes daily to self-reflection, meditation, or simply sitting with your thoughts isn't just a habit, it's an act of self-preservation in a chaotic world. Imagine waking up and immediately grabbing your phone, diving headfirst into emails, notifications, and the barrage of updates on social media. By the time you leave for work, your mind is already cluttered with everyone else's priorities, leaving little room for your own. Day after day, this cycle repeats, and without realizing it, you've lost touch with your inner self, the quiet voice that tells you what truly matters. This isn't just a modern nuisance, it's a crisis. Studies show that constant exposure to digital noise and external stimuli increases stress levels, diminishes focus, and contributes to burnout. When every moment is consumed by tasks, screens, or conversations, your mental clarity and emotional balance are the first to suffer. Taking even 15 minutes a day for yourself is like creating an oasis in the middle of a desert. It's a space where you can disconnect from the outside world and reconnect with your inner compass. This time can be spent in meditation, journaling, walking in nature, or simply sitting in silence. The activity doesn't matter as much as the intention, to slow down and tune into yourself. For example, Sarah, a busy single mom juggling a demanding job and raising 2 kids, began dedicating 20 minutes each morning to meditation and journaling. Initially, she struggled to justify this time amid her packed schedule, but over weeks she noticed a profound shift. Her patience improved, her decisions felt more deliberate, and her overall stress levels decreased. This small daily ritual became the cornerstone of her emotional resilience. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor juggling the responsibilities of ruling an empire, famously wrote, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his soul." If one of history's busiest figures could find time for introspection, so can you. These moments of solitude aren't indulgences, they're necessities, allowing you to recalibrate and fortify your mind against life's turbulence. When you dedicate time to yourself, you reclaim control over your mental space. This daily pause acts as a reset button, helping you approach challenges with clarity and intention rather than reactivity. Over time, it nurtures self-awareness, strengthens emotional stability, and fosters a deeper connection with your values. How to start? 1. Create a sacred space. Whether it's a corner of your home or a park bench, designate a space where you feel at peace. 2. Be consistent. Choose a specific time each day, like early morning or evening, to establish a routine. 3. Start small. If 15 minutes feels daunting, begin with 5. The consistency matters more than the duration. Dedicating time to yourself is an act of rebellion against a world that demands your constant attention. It's a reminder that your value isn't determined by your productivity or social presence, but by your ability to nurture your inner self. In these quiet moments, you'll find the clarity, strength, and purpose that no external validation can provide. So, take the time. It's yours to claim. Number 11. Respecting others' privacy. Respecting others' privacy is not merely a social courtesy. It's a fundamental building block of trust and meaningful relationships. When you respect someone's boundaries, you're recognizing their autonomy and granting them the dignity of self-determination. This simple yet profound act fosters an environment where trust can thrive, and relationships can deepen without the weight of unnecessary intrusion. Imagine a coworker who constantly probes into your personal life. Why didn't you tell me about your plans for the weekend? What's happening with your partner? Why are you working late? While these questions might seem innocent, their cumulative effect can feel invasive. You begin to guard your responses, shield parts of yourself, and eventually distance yourself from that person. Intrusion, no matter how well-intentioned, creates barriers rather than breaking them down. Conversely, consider a friend who respects your choice to keep certain things private. They don't pry, judge, or push for information. Instead, they offer support and presence, letting you decide what to share. This respect fosters a safe space where trust flourishes naturally, not out of obligation but out of genuine connection. Take the workplace as an example. A new employee, Sarah, starts her first day and is bombarded with personal questions from a curious coworker. Why did you leave your last job? Do you have kids? What's your relationship status? While the coworker may mean no harm, Sarah feels overwhelmed and starts withdrawing socially. Contrast this with another colleague who simply says, "It's great to have you here. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help." Over time, Sarah feels more comfortable around this person, choosing to share personal details on her terms. This difference in approach illustrates how respecting privacy builds trust and comfort, while excessive curiosity erodes them. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This Stoic principle underscores the importance of respecting boundaries while maintaining high standards for your behavior. Honoring someone's need for privacy is an act of humility and discipline. It shows you value their autonomy and understand that trust cannot be demanded, only earned. In an era of oversharing, respecting privacy is a revolutionary act. It's a reminder that relationships are not built on interrogation or exposure, but on mutual respect and understanding. Privacy allows people to feel safe and in control of their narratives. It ensures that connections are based on authenticity, not obligation or coercion. When you respect others' privacy, you set the tone for how you wish to be treated. This reciprocity creates a balanced dynamic where both parties feel valued and understood. It's a two-way street that strengthens relationships and reinforces the foundation of trust. In a world that often equates sharing with sincerity, respecting boundaries stands out as a mark of wisdom and maturity. Let this be your guiding principle. Treat others' privacy as sacred, and you'll find that your relationships become richer, your connections deeper, and your presence more respected. Privacy is not just a shield against intrusion, it's a declaration of respect, a cornerstone of dignity, and a pathway to genuine connection. Conclusion. In a world that constantly demands your attention and thrives on the spectacle of oversharing, your private space becomes your strongest fortress. It's not about shutting people out or retreating into isolation. It's about creating a sanctuary where you can truly grow, reflect, and connect with your core values. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "To be truly free, you must first master yourself." Privacy is an act of self-mastery, a declaration that you value your inner peace and authenticity above the fleeting approval of others. When you guard your personal life, you reclaim the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. You set boundaries not as walls to divide, but as bridges to more meaningful connections, built on trust and mutual respect. By choosing what to share, with whom, and when, you take control of your narrative. You no longer live for the opinions of others, but for the clarity and purpose that comes from within. If this article has sparked something within you, I urge you to take a step today toward reclaiming your sanctuary. Reflect on the aspects of your life that truly deserve to be kept sacred. Ask yourself, what do I need to protect to ensure my peace and growth? Start small, perhaps by limiting what you share online, carving out moments of solitude, or learning to say no to invasive questions. These seemingly minor acts can lead to profound transformations, empowering you to live with greater intention and strength. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. The path to self-control and clarity is one we walk together. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to show your commitment by leaving a comment below with the words, "I protect my peace and my privacy." Let this be your declaration to honor yourself and your space. As we part ways today, I want to express my deepest gratitude to you for taking the time to engage with this message. In a world so noisy and chaotic, the decision to prioritize your well-being and privacy is both brave and revolutionary. Cherish this journey, and let your private space guide you toward a life of resilience, wisdom, and fulfillment. Until next time, remember, your inner world is your greatest asset. Protect it, nurture it, and watch as it transforms your entire life. See you in the next article.